Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello, everyone, and long overdue hello to you, Ash, and
Hello.
whoever may be joining us. How are you?
Good, good.
Good. So, this is Friends and Authors Live. Normally, we do this show at 1 o'clock on Tuesdays, which is 9 p.m. in Germany, where my friend AKVS is. I'm Rosalinda Roman, and this is our show where we share our indie author journeys. Well, our indie author journey this week is all about tech issues and challenges, I think, at least for me. And today we basically moved the show to this morning. For me, it's morning, 9 a.m. on a Thursday. Well, so that we could get Ash better internet. And then we set it up. We were ready to go. And then my internet died, completely died. It just went right at 9 o'clock. It just went dead. So I had to restart my internet. And then Ash, as soon as I came back and mine finally was started, then Ash, yours just totally crashed, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it's a function of the heat, but when in doubt, you just go with an American staple, right? So I'm actually live at McDonald's, which, besides having better Wi-Fi than any other place in Germany, also has this wonderful thing. You may have heard of it, Rosalinda, air conditioning. They don't really have that. They haven't discovered that in Europe yet.
Okay.
So, it's 98 degrees out. When in doubt, if you're traveling or an expat, God bless McDonald's. Clean bathrooms, fast Wi-Fi, air conditioning. Right. So
Amazing, amazing.
there we
Good.
go. It's also,
So that's really good news, but I wanted to give a shout out to Barb, who is here. She waited 20 minutes while we were supposed to do the live at 9. She kept getting the waiting for author Rosalinda Roman to show up, which thank you for your patience, Barb. I'm so happy that Barb is now here and still, and she has a good sense of humor and said it is too funny. So thank you so much, Barb, for keeping us on on task and giving me a reason to not just scrap the whole thing. Because I had that moment where I thought, you know what, the internet gremlins are against us and I'm just gonna quit. But I didn't, and I didn't want to, because I wanted to have the conversation we were gonna have. We did a little teaser on Tuesday, and you've got so much going on, Ash, and I'm excited to hear more. But yeah, just personally, I want to take a breath and know that we are settled. We've got a good Wi-Fi signal on both ends. So let's do this.
okay. Okay. As long as like 12 kids don't come running in here, I think we're good. Um,
That's okay. Even if they do, you can handle it. After all the internet issues we had, a kid running through is fine.
well, it is McDonald's. It's more for them than us, right? So, you know.
Yes, exactly. Yay. Barb says, I came back.
Okay.
Loyal fan here. Yay for Barb and loyal fans. Thank you. So, what are we going to talk about, Ash? What's the first thing on your mind today besides internet and AC?
Um, yeah, there's a couple of updates. All good news on the author front. Uh, so circling back on a couple of things. Thing one, a few months back, I was able to get my books into bookstores, paperbacks, through Ingram Spark, and that seems to be bearing fruit. The libraries are buying the book, uh, and so that's a good start. Both on both
That
sides of the
is,
Atlantic. I actually had some library in France bought a couple of copies,
oh,
uh,
really? That's,
and
I was wondering
the
when you
Midwest
told
used to
me
love
that
them.
you got
So
it.
people in Indianapolis, thank you.
So you can actually track which libraries buy your books, or how does that work? I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, it seems to be Indianapolis and yeah. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's really cool.
So Ash,
So that's one
Barb
thing.
wants to
The
know,
other
wait,
thing,
you go further.
and
What's
this
the
is
name of the book?
important, The Ballad of Shannon Dumas, book one. It's a Western.
Oh yeah, that's a great book. Hang on. Still having some internet issues, obviously, but I'm going to show you the book because that way you can see which one he's talking about. So give me 1 second. Let's share my screen. And the Ballad of Shannon Dumas. Yeah, this is the Shannon Dumas. Do you call it the Shannon Dumas series, or like, because you have the five books? It's
Yeah,
got the.
and I'm about
This
to
is
launch.
the yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The series is The Ballad of Shannon Dumas, book for the series.
Okay. So that's the books that we're talking about. Go ahead, continue. So you got the. I think if I try to talk, it cuts you off. So I'm going to let you share about the libraries and how that's gone.
Well, yeah. So the libraries have started to buy the book, which is great. The other avenue is paperbacks through Ingram Spark, also going to physical bookstores like Walmart, Barnes and Noble, and other stores on both sides of the Atlantic. The really interesting thing about that is they have Ingram's kind of draconian return policy in that they demand a huge discount for their book, and if they return it, that you have to pay the cost. Like if someone wants to return your paperback, and I'm not even sure if it's Ingram so much as Amazon, because Amazon will sometimes buy cheaper books from Ingram, and if they don't sell after sell them to you, so a mutual author friend had a really nasty surprise in December a couple of years ago. She basically had $8,000 worth of returns in books from Ingram Spark via Amazon,
That's crazy.
right? So that's something you definitely want to avoid. But what they tell you is that you can set your return policy to return, uh, destroy, or no returns. And there's so much about you actually lose more money on a return than you make on a book, right? So I set mine to no returns, and everyone said, you won't sell any books. So I'm selling more books in physical bookstores, even with the do not return policy. So,
All right, I'm going to pause you there, Ash. The internet is not holding up. It's been very, and I'd love to hear if Barb has been able to hear you, and it might be just my end. If you're here, Barb, if you would comment and let me know if the freezing seems to be probably. I'm guessing McDonald's isn't. I was so excited about the possibility, but now it seems like it's dropping out. Am I dropping out for you? Like, is it as I'm talking, is it cutting out for you? Yes, she says the internet is acting up. Yeah, I'm coming through clearly, but on your end, I think, yeah, his internet is acting up. Oh, it was just too hopeful. I mean, it was, I had hoped a girl could hope. I think we're gonna, it's not, I can't hear you consistently, and I'm sure that means that's the case for the
That's good.
viewers as well. So we're going to work on troubleshooting this. We're going to let you know. I think we're going to scrap it for this week. Let's meet up again and have a better conversation when our internet wants to play nicely next week. What do you think? Barb says, I think the what is she looking for? I think the fires across America has a lot to do with it. He's actually in Germany, so yeah, I don't think his is based on anything weird, fires in America, although it could be why mine has been a problem today.
Yep. Yeah, the only other thing I could do is try to move back into the main room, which might be noisier, but might get better reception.
Yeah, let's try. I mean, we're here. Why not?
But
I'll kick you from the room, and I'll kind of fill everyone in on what you just said, and we'll see if we can get you. Oh, okay. Let me remove you, and then if you'll move, we'll try that. Okay. So yes, Barb, you're right. I didn't put it together. It is early for me, and not early. I'm actually an early riser, but to get my live streaming brain going, I'm not quite there yet. You're right. It has to obviously reach us as well. So who knows what the problem is? It's quite obnoxious. But just to fill you in. So from what I understand that Ash was talking about, he has been getting his books through Ingram Spark. You can get your books, your paperbacks in libraries, and you can also get your books in bookstores. But he was mentioning that there's this kind of crazy, our interpretation is that it's a crazy return policy. And we have a mutual friend who got a very unpleasant surprise toward the end of the year last year, where there was $8,000 worth of returns. Well, I mean, we make like, I don't know, $1.50 a book. So that's a lot of returns. And so there is a way that you can have a no return policy. And within, there's lots of discussions within the indie authors spaces where people are like, well, yeah, but you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. People aren't going to buy your books. But what he was saying is actually he sold more books even without the ability to return them. And I mean, it makes sense because, I mean, if like my mom, she reads a book in a day. So not that she's going to buy it and return it after reading it, but like it would be for me, it's not just an indie author. I think that unless there's a real egregious reason, if there's like production problems and or like you're like me, where you accidentally left out chapter 26 of one of your books, that happened. In that case, I would want to return the books, obviously, replace the books. I would want to be able to replace the books for the customer, for the reader. But in general, returns, you have to wonder why there are 8,000 returns, dollars worth of returns. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay, so I hear you now. I don't see you yet. This is one that's going to go down in infamy, this episode and last, because we had not on Tuesday, but a week ago, I was at a community college because my son is in a play this weekend. And so I was like, oh, I'll go to the local community college. They have high-speed internet and private rooms, and it was a disaster. And so I don't know. It's funny. I've been live streaming. So for those of you that are new here, I'm like broadcaster by trade. I've been live streaming since live streaming became a thing. In fact, Barb here is my friend, and she and I used to do live streams through an app called Blab, which that was probably 2015, 2016, Barb. I'm going to take you out there, Ash, because it's still not pulling up for some reason. Oh, there you are. Right as I did that, now there he is. There he is. Hello. It looks like you need a minute to get settled, so I'll bring you back in a second. So Barb and I used to do live streams on an app called Blab, which I loved. It was a very community, you know, it just had a very nice community vibe, and we did all kinds of wonderful live streams and chats. And this is kind of when live streaming was really just getting started. And now, unfortunately, Blab went out of business at just like overnight. They just decided, yeah, we're not in business anymore. It broke all of our hearts, but we have been live streaming ever since. So we've seen she says it was 11 years ago. Yeah, that's exactly right. Of course it's right. Barb is like the expert at all of the live streaming stuff. Anyway, we've seen it all. I have lived through the most torturous live streaming problems, and I've lived on a boat for many years. So through that process of living on a boat, the internet has been abysmal in many places, as you can imagine. And Ash is here, so I'll bring him back on stage. Let's see how this goes. And I also, well, that's weird. It's showing you in the studio, but on my end, when I put you on stage, it does not show you. So I don't know why that is.
Can you see me now?
Very strange. I see you in the preview, but I don't see you. Oh, there you are. Yeah, I think the internet's just bad, unfortunately. But I was going to say it isn't worse for me, at least. Maybe it is for you, Ash, because this is probably you're relatively new to live streaming. But this is what Barb said about it. She said, "We live for adventure." I think that's what kept us connected all these years. That is for sure. And I was going to say, back in my broadcasting days, and Barb is an old broadcaster as well. Back in my broadcasting days, I remember times when I would literally get on the air, and I'd have where you could hear. They have this thing called an IFB, which is interrupt feedback. And you would hear the sound of your own voice in your ear while you were trying to talk live on the air. And you just look like a deer in the headlights. So I have lived through all kinds of tech problems live on the air. It's just par for the course. It's how it goes, and we will persevere. I muted you for a second there, Ash, because it was digitizing, but let's see. Is it working now? I'm going to knock on some wood.
Yeah, well,
It's not going to work. Aw, Barb says, "Oh yes, those were the days." That is for sure.
I can hear you.
I remember. Oh, you can hear me fine. That's good.
I'm not sure if you can hear us.
That's good. Yeah, maybe it'll stabilize. It seems like it drops out, it picks up, it drops out, it picks up, and it's just. Why don't we try you? Barb has a good suggestion. Let's try you audio only, just to see. If that, so let me kick off the let me see if I can turn off the camera. Oh no, solo layout. How do you do that, Barb? I know you know how to do StreamYard.
Sorry about the video?
Maybe, I don't know if you can turn off your own video. I can't do it from here, I don't think.
My video?
There you go. Yeah, let's see if we can just hear you. That would be helpful. I mean, as our friend once said, you're eye candy, and so we're going to miss the eye candy. But yeah, she said turn off your camera, which you did.
Yeah, I turned off the camera if that makes it easier.
That makes it at least right now I can hear you just fine. I should find a picture of Ash and put you up there. Anyway, so you were telling us a story about the libraries. Was it the libraries that returned the books, or was it like a local bookstore that you were talking about?
No, the libraries don't return the books. Ingram Spark returns the books. And if they sell the books at such a discount that when they return them, you actually lose more money on a return than you make on a sale. And
I don't understand how that works.
You have three options. You can either have returns. It's a big trad model, But basically, your settings can be with Ingram. You can have returns. You can have them destroy the book, in which case they charge you for it anyway, the return. Or you can say no returns. And everyone told me, well, if you go no returns, you won't sell any books. And that's patently false. Like, perhaps I would sell more books if I allowed them to return. But what you don't want is a scenario where Amazon buys your books from Ingram Spark because they're cheaper, tries to sell them, they can't sell them, then returns them to you. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but an author friend got an $8,000 charge on return books from Ingram Spark in December a couple of years ago. Right?
Yeah,
So no one needs that holiday present. Right.
Oh,
So
that would just be so
I'm just here to say,
heartbreaking.
Ingram Spark, you can distribute your paperbacks through them, and yeah, and just you can set it to do not return, and they're not allowed to return books, and you still sell books through them.
Interesting.
So that was good news.
I actually, I'm glad you said that, because I think a lot of authors would wrestle with that, because you feel we're so used to working in the traditional model of book sales. And so we're trained as consumers that that's just the way things are. And not just book sales, any products, and especially in the US, like you buy it, you don't like it, you take it back. I just yesterday bought something from Best Buy and realized I didn't like it, and I took it back immediately, no questions asked. So I think that we as indie authors have that same feeling, like we need to give that same level of customer service. And we want to. I mean, I certainly don't want someone who has a defective book to have to be stuck with it. I would definitely want to replace a defective product. And at the same time, it's not the same model, because you're talking about going through a company, and then, it's not the same. It's not the same.
No, it's not. And what actually gets you is the postage charges, right? Because, oh, it's a little baby now. Well, that's what happens when you're at McDonald's. If
Sure, my baby.
you sell a paperback for $15, yeah. If you sell a paperback for $15 and you make $5 on it, and they return it, well, they charge you for postage, right? So you will lose money on it. So it's just avoid the hassle. Just click do not return with Ingram Spark, and that works.
You know what? It's interesting to think about. If a lot of us do that, maybe Ingram Spark would change their policy. If enough authors are like, no, we're not going to do that. I don't know. I mean, that's a thought. I don't know anything about Ingram Spark, so don't listen to me on that. Okay, so I really want to talk more about this, but I want to be able to see your face, because I like to have conversations with faces. So thank you for jumping through all these hoops. I think let's wrap this show up. Let's troubleshoot between now and, are we going to do it on Tuesdays or Thursdays? Either one works.
I think we can go back to our Tuesday slot, I think, if not.
Yeah, and just troubleshoot the internet. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have a picture of you up. Let me just see. Try turning your camera on one last time, just so we can see you for the goodbye. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's grainy, but you're there. I'm at least glad we got to do something. It's not ideal, but we'll persevere and we'll get through this. And you'll get through the heat wave in Europe, and we'll be okay.
I think we'll be fine. Yeah.
All right, go eat a hot fudge sundae or whatever.
Yeah, that's the last thing I need to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you soon, Ash. Thanks. Thank you, Barb, for being here, and anyone else that was here joining us through this internet gremlin problem. We appreciate you, and we'll have hopefully a much smoother show next week. Take care.